Sorry. Today we're talking about relationships in terms of how the bills should be paid, what your expectations are. And of course, I know every relationship is going to be different. Everybody's going to do things differently, think things differently. But I got some information from somebody that basically was told that, within her relationship, she was expected to pay 50% of everything. And 50% of everything to me sounds more like a roommate than a spouse, right? You see where I'm coming from? Like 50% of everything, because things are going to change. Some things are going to change. And so, how does that work? How do you plan that? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Any advice that you guys have, I'm going to look up some advice other people have given. And so, how do we play that out? 50% of everything. Sounds kind of interesting, right? All right, so glad you're here. Get comfortable. Give me a call if you have any questions or suggestions. And you're listening to Dear Jelly on the X. Tia! What's up, Tia? You get comfortable. This is a holiday weekend, Tia. So I feel like it might just be me and you in terms of chatting. Other people don't want to chat. They just want to look. Shout out to you. How you doing? Friend. I still gotta post our pictures. There's a lot going on, friend, as you know. I haven't even filled you in on the latest stuff. What's a song I wanted to find? It's holiday weekend. What you got going on? Oh yeah, we have to catch up barbecue tomorrow. I wish you won so far. Chilly weekend. It's cold. It's not chilly here. In the 70s. But hold on. You're listening to WXNLP Nashville 101.5 FM. Dear Jelly on the line. Hey, 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 with DJ Jelly. Tracking back, that was Kiz Daniel featuring Techno with Bugga Low, Low, Low. Our temperatures are kind of getting a little cool here in Nashville. Hopefully it's not getting too low, low, low where you are, and that you are and that you are enjoying where you are if you're celebrating any holidays this weekend. I'm so excited about summer. Looking forward to some hot weather. I'm looking forward to summer break, and I'd like to know what kind of stuff you guys have going on. Anything fun? Anything exciting? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So today we're talking about, would you split your bill? Would you split your bills 50-50 with your significant other? Would you do that? Does that sound like something that would work for you? Or is 50-50 on everything something that's more of a roommate situation? Like, how do you base that? And if you don't foresee yourself, or you wouldn't, or you're not splitting your bills 50-50, is it because one person is making more money, so you kind of decide like whoever makes more money carries a heavier load? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like, how do you split those bills? How are we going to split those bills? Because it's like the biggest thing that breaks up people's day is the bills, splitting up the bills, paying the money, the moolah. Um, the moolah. That's what we're talking about today. Like, how do you split those bills? How do you have that conversation? How do you weigh it out? Is it because someone makes more money? Or I'm just curious. I mean, somebody out there might want to know because, well, they've sent a question. They feel like paying 50-50 is more of a roommate thing. And I kind of agree. So I want to know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on the whole 50-50 thing? Could you split your bills 50-50 with a significant other? Or is 50-50 more of a roommate thing? Because then what happens if the person gets pregnant? What happens if the person gets sick? Then do you have to come back to the table and reevaluate? Like, what do we do in that matter? Let me know. Some of us have not been married before, or some of us have not cohabitated. And this is someone that has not cohabitated and wants to know how this exactly works, how to approach this, because she feels like 50-50 is a roommate thing. And I kind of agree. You just say, no, I normally don't say how I feel so early in the show, but baby, I kind of agree. So let me know what you think. Give us some Dear Jelly on the X. I think 50-50 can feel like a partnership if done right. If you two work together, can feel good. If you're doing it alone, it's a 50-50 to come up. If I'm 50-50 on these bills, we're 50-50 on these house responsibilities too. Yeah. That's a good point. Spending all the money on you. I agree, Tia. Hold on. I mean, money is a funny situation. I'm beginning to get into fall in love. Money is a funny situation. It's a hard one. How do you do it? You make a schedule? I'm beginning to fall in love. All right, Tia, school us. Let us know what it is. I see y'all there. You're listening to WXNA LP Nashville 101.5 FM. Hey, 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 it's time for Dear Jelly, and you are online with DJ Jelly. I'm so excited because it's Sunday. I wasn't able to be here last week and I missed you guys. So I'm so glad that I am here today. Tracking back, that was Joe Boy with Beginning. Joe Boy with Beginning. Shout out to the people who are joining live chat. We're just having a conversation, trying to get some insight for those who have questions. And if you do have a question, send me a question on TGI Jelly on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Send me your question. We'll have a conversation. I never share the names because I would like to protect the innocent. And we also want to get some unbiased opinions on what somebody else might be thinking, but just might not have the courage to ask. And so before we get into that, I do want to share with you guys about Conexión Americas. Conexión Americas and its indivisible campaign unites Nashvilleians to uphold the promise of an indivisible nation that celebrates the roots and possibilities of all its people. For over 15 years, Conexión Americas, raising hearts and voices for a welcoming community and creating opportunities where Latino families can belong, contribute, and succeed. Updates and upcoming volunteer opportunities at ConexionAmericas.org. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in today. We're so excited. So glad you're joining us. I do hope you're having a good weekend. It is a holiday weekend for some, and so I do hope that even if it's not a holiday weekend that you celebrate, I do hope that you are somewhere feeling loved and valued, because you are. Speaking of feeling loved and valued, we had a question that came in where the person wanted to know, would you split your bills 50-50 with your significant other? She feels like being asked to split bills 50-50 is a roommate situation and not a romance situation. Oh, I like that. It's a roommate situation and not a romance situation. And so, because things can happen, people can get sick, people can get pregnant, all kind of things can happen. And then what do you do then? You reevaluate. How do you even make this a contract? How do you do this? So if you have some insight on how this is done, be sure to let us know, because somebody wants to know and somebody needs your voice. And so Tia says, I think 50-50 can feel like a partnership if done right. If you two work together, can feel good. If you're doing it alone, isn't 50-50 a come up? But if I'm 50-50 on these bills, we 50-50 on these house responsibilities too. Tia goes on to say, I've recently heard folks talk about the soft life, and it sounds awesome. If the couple can make it happen, every healthy relationship can't make that happen though. What's the soft life? I would like to know. Hey, Kina, thanks for joining. So happy to see your beautiful face. Finally catching you, LOL. I'm saying LOL. Super excited to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you forever. I really appreciate you supporting the show. Tia says, do a joint bill account where things are paid out of. So how does that work with a joint bill account? Is that what you married people do? So you do a joint account, and then all of the bills, all of the funds automatically are drafted out of that account. So then my question is, how do you decipher how much from each person to go in? Is it still a 50-50 type thing, like 50-50? And will 50-50 really pay and cover all the bills? I know with the roommate type situation, it can get kind of iffy because I've been there before. Not with a significant other, but just with friends. Kina says, I don't do exactly 50-50. I think you look at everything and decide what bills each one will take care of. But people should be 100% in the household. What will make the household work? Okay, so if one of you makes more money, should it be should it be based on who makes the more money? Like, should the person who makes more money have to hold the other one down? Should the person who makes more money have to, should they want to, maybe not have to, but they're making more money. And then we know we have like student debts if you're in, if you're in college or just different things you might come with. Are we looking at who has the least amount of debt, or do we also go 50-50 on those as well? How do you foresee that happening? Let me know how you think that could work. Because, yeah, I mean, as assumingly, if we're going 50-50, then how does it still work? Like, let's say said person gets sick. Then the other person covers, and then when the other person is well, the other person makes it up. Like, how are we doing this? Help us out here. Because, like I said, this young lady says it feels like it's more of a roommate situation if she's been asked to pay 50-50. And I'm just assuming that maybe he makes more money. So let me know, how do you see this happening? Because that just, I don't know. And I know we like to look at how it was in the olden days and back in the day. And honestly, it's not like what it used to be. But I guess it could be though, right? Speaking of back in the day, I'm going to bring back an oldie but goodie. Here's Kiss Your Hand, R2B's featuring Wande Coal. It's an oldie but goodie. Kiss Your Hand. You listen to Dear Jelly on the X. It's Wande Coal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a different time, and I understand that they think that women are trying to be, they expecting women to, women are, hey. I'm sorry, let me focus, y'all. Women are making more money these days than some of the men. All I want to hear you say, I do. I'll be, you gonna be my boo. So do we as women just expect to whoops. I forgot he says the N-word in that song. Hey, from Ghana. Hey yo from Ghana. I had to press the dump button so that that word N-I-G-G-A will not show up. Oh, what is such a call me? All right. So T.S. Kita says, my mother, I kiss you double dare me. I got it. My mother made more money but got paid monthly. My dad got paid weekly. She paid the mortgage and her car note and the insurance. Dad paid everything else, and he still gave us all an allowance weekly. Wow. Did you when he was comfortable with his man but not ego driven? So, and she wasn't arrogant. So, question: did you ever ask them like how they came up with something like that? Because that's interesting that your mom made more money and then she carried the bulk. And especially when there's so many women who are just like, oh, I want to be taken care of. But I mean, realistically, it seems like women are making more money now. A lot of women are making more money now. Hey, Jenna. I'll be you, gonna be my boo. You're listening to WXNALP Nashville 101.5 FM. Hey, 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 it is Dear Jelly, and we are having a good time here with DJ Jelly tracking back. That was R2B's featuring Wande Cole with Kiss Your Hand. So looking at that oldie, but that was an oldie song, and made me think of that. Is we're looking at oldies, like I think at some point, my understanding is that there was a time, hey Selena, there was a time that women, weren't allowed to work certain jobs or certain hours because we had to take care of home, and so um, it seemed like it's back in the day, men were just expected to carry the bulk of the load, and women were expected to take care of house and home. And even if they worked, it wasn't the same type of hours. Whereas there are more women working now, more hours now than before. And I just want to know what you think in terms of the question that was sent in today, where she said, oops, go back to my TM. Sorry, guys. Okay. She says, would you split your bills 50-50 with your significant other? That feels more of a roommate situation than a romance situation. So times are different now. So is it more, that's what it is now? Do you do it for a certain period of time and then switch up? Because, like, what if pregnancy comes into play? What if sickness comes into play? Like, how do we sort that out? How do we do this? I know earlier Tia was talking about sharing accounts with people, but even if you're sharing accounts, how do you do it in terms of the money going in? Do you both put in so much? What's a guide that somebody has used or something that has helped someone that maybe can help said writer in, and maybe anybody else that might be watching or listening? Help us out. Help me out. I'm curious about how this works. Keena says, my mother made more money, but got paid monthly. My dad got paid weekly. She paid the mortgage and her car note and the insurance. Dad paid everything else, and he still gave us all allowance on a weekly. And she said, but he was comfortable in his manhood and not ego driven. And she wasn't arrogant. So that is an interesting way to look at things. Her mom was the breadwinner, and yet dad paid the smaller amounts, and it worked out just fine. Took care of everything, including the allowance for the kids. So I'm just curious, like, how do you even come up with something like that? How do you start the conversation? Does anybody have a model that they've used that we could use? VL says, I don't think all household budgets are equal. That's a good point. Therefore, people should decide on what works best for them. Do you have any advice on how they can come to that? Because this person feels like it's not a good deal, and so they're curious. I'm like, would you do this? Like, how would you do this? Would you do this? And I feel like it's more common now than it was back in the day. I feel like it's more common now than in the back of the day. That's just what I feel like. It's much more common now than back in the day. And I don't know, do you guys agree with that? Do you think it's more common now? And I guess it also would be a great conversation to have, like, pre-cohabitation, to see where their mind is. Because if you want to be taken care of and he wants to be 50-50, it's not going to work. you're not her for him and or her and vice versa. I'm just saying. That might be a good conversation to have. Like, how do you foresee paying the bills? How do you foresee, you know what I mean? You're fine, Kina. That's fine. I do want to share with you guys. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. But one thing I do know is whenever you tune into WXNA, you've got the power of the low power FM radio on. You're hearing the modern sounds of Music City, and it's all possible because of listener support. Keep us going like the Road Runner by becoming a member or making a one-time donation today. Go to WXNAFM.org. Shout out to everybody that is supporting us today. We are celebrating our 7 years on the air. Happy 7th birthday to WXNA. Happy birthday. Happy 7th birthday to WXNA. I think that is amazing. It's their 7th birthday. Which also marks, this time of year, the time of year where I was training about 4 years ago. So I'm really excited and grateful for the station and grateful for all of you that support us. Kina says, we had, and it was the most beneficial because no person was coming to the other person about paying a bill. They had control over their domain. How do you decide the domains? But they were older and they were married for 7 years prior to children, so they did a lot of the bumping heads early before children being added to the mix. They weren't perfect, but there was a trust level and respect level to each person. Oh, wow. I'm just curious, like, did the domains ever switch? Like, once they did this prior to having children, but once the children came, did that switch? Was there a role reversal? Like, what took place then is what I'm curious about. Because, things can happen. And so if that was if that was the roles they were doing, it was clearly not a roommate type situation, more of a romance situation. And it sounds like she still made sure that even though she was paying more, it sounds like she still made sure your father felt like he was still the head of the household. Because that's the thing too, because it's like, oh, head of the household, we playing 50-50. Who the head? I can see people saying that. Who's the head if we're paying 50-50, right? So it sounds like your mom did a really great job of making sure that he still felt honored, still felt like the man, which is why he wanted to say what? Forever. Here's Forever by Guy Ike. Listen, Dear Jelly on the X. Hold on, guys. Oh. Phone's dying. I gotta make sure that I am plugged in. Ouch. People's relationship with money should be explored. What do you mean should be explored? Yes. What do you mean by relationship with money should be explored? You know, like the discussion of how they foresee things happening? Yes. Kina. Yeah, I'll stop right there. People's relationship and money should be explored. What do you mean when you say explored? I'm glad you asked them those questions though, because I feel like it's a good place so that they know, like, if you sit down and start a conversation with somebody, he knows you're not just talking just to be talking. Like, no, he knows that you're coming from a place of this will work for my parents, And I feel like it will work for us as well. But, I definitely think it should be based off what works for the couple, but I definitely don't think I personally want to. Yeah, I don't know about the 50-50 thing. I'm just being honest. It's easy to say do what works for the couple, but what do you do when it's a new situation for you? 50-50. Oh, Tia, I see you sent me what the soft life is. Because I don't know what the soft life is. You're listening to WXNA LP Nashville 101.5 FM. And this is Jelly with Dear Jelly. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So happy that you're here. I hope that you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. And we really appreciate you supporting us. Happy 7th birthday to WXNA. We are just so excited. And couldn't be here, wouldn't want to be here. Just couldn't do what we do without awesome you, YOU. And so we really appreciate that you're supporting us. We love y'all. Real big. Real big. We love y'all. Real big. And so tracking back, that was Gayaki with Forever. A fave of mine. If you're just tuning in, we're having a conversation, and the conversation is about a note sent in. Want to know, would you split your bills 50-50 with your significant other? Is that something you would do in this day and age? Is that something that's common now? I feel like it's more common now. And so she says she feels like it's more of a roommate situation than a romance situation if he expects her to pay 50-50. And so what do y'all think about that? I mean, I don't know what type of background you may have come up with. Some of us may have grown up where it's like, no, dad takes care of all the major things and mom takes care of the minor. And the awesome thing is that Kina was sharing how her mom made the most money. And this was back in the day. Her mom made the most money and dad took care of the minor. And she still made him feel like he was the king and he was still the head of the household. And he took care of allowance and the other things. And there was no issues as far as she ever saw. And so, I mean, I was going to do a whole thing about how times have changed, but apparently times haven't really changed because her parents were doing this back in the day. So, but they weren't doing the 50-50 thing. Keita says people's relationships with money should be explored. And so how do you explore the relationship with money? Like you have the conversation, what do you like to pay? What do you feel more comfortable paying? Earlier, Tia had shared about how we should split things into one bank account. But then how do you decide who decides? You just say, well, here, you're the man, so you decide, or you're the head, or you're better with money, so maybe you should decide. How do we have these conversations? And I think we should have these conversations before things get serious. Before things get serious, you should have these conversations because if you have a dream of being a kept woman or a kept man and your significant other is not with that, it's good to know ahead of time because that will save you a lot of trouble. Tia was sharing earlier about how she would love the soft life, and but it might not be possible, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. She just sent me a text message. Since the term soft life originated in the Nigerian influenced community as slang for living a life of comfort and low stress. That is part of what makes soft life content so inspiring. The chance to imagine what life can feel like apart from the realities of Black women's labor. Ooh. It says, can either refer to a lifestyle or a period in your life where you're generally, but not entirely stress-free and have minimal obligations to meet. Often involves engaging in healthy routines, hobbies, and personal passions. When you live the soft life, you're at the top of the hierarchy of needs pyramid, which can either be the result of being affluent or under special circumstances that allows one to flourish. So there's a soft life, like basically you're either balling out of control or you're being kept, quote unquote. Hey, Jasmine, kept, quote unquote. Is that what that means? This is very interesting. I was not aware of the soft life, and now I kind of want it, I guess. Now I too are curious about the soft life. Jenna says, I definitely think it should be based off what works for the couple, but I definitely don't think I personally would want to do a 50-50. See, and that's the thing. Like, until it's brought up to our attention, we don't think about that. Like, oh, 50-50 with your significant other, huh? Which is basically what I feel like this other person who wrote in was feeling like. And Keena is affirming, yes, her mom respected her dad and helped everybody understand he was the head of the household, and regardless of her making more money, as it should be, y'all. If you're in a relationship, it really, 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 um, shouldn't be like, oh, I'm making the more money, so I should get the more respect. That's not how it works. That's not how it should work anyway. I was watching something on television the other night, and a woman who's a doctor is dating somebody of a more humble lifestyle. And so his family asked her, instead of him coming to America, could she move to where he is? And she was like, y'all live off hundreds a day, hundreds a week. I spend hundreds a day. Like, couldn't live here. I have a lifestyle that I'm accustomed to, and it was just really, really kind of condescending how she said it, but that's real, right? It's real. Okay, Sharice. Sharice says, no, I'm old school. I need an old school man. Okay, so what do you mean by an old school man, Sharice? What type of old school man? And when you say old school man, Sharice, are you saying you want an old man? Are you looking for a Boaz? Somebody who could be your granddaddy. Sharice says, I'll take care of the phone bills and maybe electricity. So you sound like you've already decided what bills you're going to pay. The phone bills and the electricity. What if he suggests, just like said person writing in, and says they want a 50-50 situation? 50-50. Where are we at? 50-50. What if they want that? Are you going to you're going to let are you going to let your significant other know that when you start your relationship, like, hey, just so you know, when things get serious, I'm paying the phone bill and maybe electricity. You said maybe electricity, not even like definitely electricity. You said maybe the electricity. So you ain't going in on these bills. VL says 50-50 can be clear and measurable at face value. Each person has equal responsibilities. If people live within their means, why is it an issue? Okay, so that's a good question. Why is it an issue? Maybe one of the ladies who chimed in saying they could not see themselves paying 50-50. Why is it an issue? Why is it an issue? Jenna says, I want the soft life. It does sound kind of nice, huh? I want my significant other to take care of the bigger bills, mortgage, etc., kind of like how it was with my parents. My mom paid her car note and cable bill. Okay, so it sounds like those of us that had the one parent taking care of the bulk, it sounds like that's kind of like what we are looking to do. And now I know the name of it. It's the soft life. I didn't know it's called soft life. Sign me up. Strength speed sounds great right about now. Jenna says, you already said that. Sorry. Cherie says, a man that believes in taking care of the household. No, someone my age. And hey, look here, Cherie, there is somebody out there your age that believes that. I truly believe that. There is somebody that is like, no, this is what I want to do. I'm going to take care of everything. And like you said, just have you take care of your phone bill and the electric bill. Will you at least cover the cable too? Extracurricular? What about the water bill? Just kidding. Cherie says, if they want 50-50, then that's not the man for me. Whoa. So if you're dating someone and he wants 50-50, like you said, that's not the man for you. Wow. So how early should we be having these conversations then if this is how y'all feel? Like, no, this is not the man for me. If he wants 50-50, I'm not her, you're not he. By the way, Cherie says, I put it all on the line when I get to know a potential mate. Okay, so sounds like your dates are kind of juicy. So you let them know in the very beginning that, hey, I want traditional, blah, blah, blah. Because we can't even call it traditional because Kina has let us know that her mom paid all the bills. Well, majority of the bills. Her mom paid the bulk. So we can't even say that the traditional was the husband paying for everything anymore, right? That's wild. I want to share with y'all about Strong Brains. Building Strong Brains works to create lasting change in Tennessee by utilizing the latest brain science to prevent and lessen the impact of adverse childhood experiences for all children, youth, and young adults. To learn more, visit tn.gov/tccy/BSBTN. Okay, so she said Sharice, I put it all on the line. When I get to know a potential mate, I let them know, hey, that's what it's gonna be. She's not saying that, I'm just saying that, sorry. I'm saying that, Sharice is not saying that. But that's kind of what I feel like she's saying. Jenna says, if they want that, maybe I'm not the one for them. Now, if time gets hard on if they want that, maybe I'm not the one for them. Now, if time gets hard or an issue occurs, like God forbid illness, then I know how to pick up and keep the household running. Okay, so if issues happen, illness happens, something happens in the house, Jenna's like, yeah, then we're going to swap it up where the 80-20 is me paying 80, him doing 20 while he's getting himself together. Teamwork makes the dream work. VL says, it sounds like we want the benefits of our parents' thinking, but the rights of today. Ooh. Well, what do y'all think about that? We want the benefits of our parents' thinking, but the rights of today. But it sounds like the parents' thinking was whoever was the main breadwinner took care of things. So then my question comes, took care of the most. So then my question comes to mind about if you are expecting to have a partner that's making more money than you. Is that something that you're just assuming is going to happen or what you're looking for? Is that what you're expecting to make sure that all you're paying is phone bill, cable bill, maybe gas and groceries? Because you're still supposed to do house and home. Now, Tia had said earlier that if we're doing 50-50, then she's expecting said partner to also do 50-50 of the work. That means 50-50 of the cooking, 50-50 of the washing, taking care of the kids. And I feel like regardless of who's making more money, that's something that's going to be expected anyway, right? Or are you looking to leave it to Beaver it and be like June Cleaver and you do it all? Let me know what you think. What are you thinking? Sharice says, I thought I found the one too. He started showing out when I mentioned his communication issues. Well, Sharice, at least look, I feel like at least you're still open and you're still you're open, you're meeting people, you're learning more of what you don't want, and who knows? Maybe closer than we realize to the quote unquote right one. Sharice says, it depends on how long we've been talking. The men I've talked to, I've known for a while. Okay, so do you typically only date men that you already know? I'm just curious how, in terms of what VL says about the benefits of our parents' thinking, but the rights of today. So what are some of the rights of today? Like the rights of today, women are able to work more, women are able to own properties, women are probably making more money, women are owning things, women have a lot more say. Women are a lot more non-traditional. Is that what we mean by the rights of today? We want the benefits of our parents. We want to be the soft life. This is so cool. I'm liking this soft life. The word soft life. Let's be clear. I feel like you can create the soft life for yourself, but it sounds like we want the soft life created for us from a partner who's helping to provide said soft life, right? That's what it sounds like to me. Is that we're like, you know what? Let me take care of you, baby. Give me your hand. Let me take care of you. Speaking of giving your hand, here's For My Hand, Burna Boy featuring Ed Sheeran. Listen to Dear Jelly on the X. So God coming closer. Jenna, yes, or at least he can pay someone to come give his sister a break with the cleaning. Why he gotta pay someone? Why you can't pay someone? Oh, I gotta put it in here. The soft life. So where do you go to meet said partners that can provide the soft life? Or are you the ones providing the soft life for someone else? Hold me for my hand, my hand. Hold you for my hand, hold you for my hand. He can pay someone to come give his sister a break with the cleaning every now and then. Girl, you can hire someone to come do that now. Have you seen the things that they have on Facebook and everywhere else? These cleaning people are very reasonable. That's why I want my home. They're very reasonable. But I'm with the person coming to do the cleaning. We can have that now. Let's enjoy that part of the soft life now. The stress of having to clean not being there. My hold you for my hold you for my so tired coming closer. You're listening to WXNALP Nashville 101.5 FM, and you're tuned into Dear Jelly with DJ Jelly. Hey, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Having a great conversation with some pretty good looking people who are helping us to help someone else who had a question sent in. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Message me on TGI Jelly on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and I'll be sure to share your question without sharing the origin of the question with our listeners and friends so that we can help you brainstorm and come to the right answer that works best for you and yours. Tracking back, that was Burna Boy with For My Hand featuring Ed Sheeran. So, we're talking about something that was sent in. Basically, the question said, would you split your bill 50-50 with your significant other? It feels more like a roommate situation than a romance situation. So we're asking today, would you split your bill 50-50 with your significant other? Is that something you can see yourself doing? All the bills. Could you see yourself splitting them 50-50? Is that something you think that you could do? Tracking back, Shiri said it depends on how long we've been talking. The men I've talked to, I've known for a while in reference to, how she brings it up, how soon she brings it up, that she is not open to the 50-50. And if you are someone who wants to cohabitate and pay 50-50, then she is not the one that will be living with you, in so many words. Jenna says yes, or at least he can pay someone to give a sister a break with the cleaning every now and again. Okay, so Jenna is looking for someone who's going to be making more money than she is making, what the hopes is, and she would like said gentleman to pay someone to come in occasionally and clean so that she can have a break from that and experience this soft life that we've been learning about today from Tia. I didn't know about soft life. And sounds pretty interesting. Jenna said, my friend pays someone and they don't have kids. I love it. Yeah, you can have that aspect of the soft life now. You can have someone come in and pay now. Treat yourself. Treat yourself to someone coming in and cooking, dinner for you guys, for someone coming in and cleaning. Treat yourself. Enjoy that part of the soft life now. VL says, it's interesting that people pay bills and manage a household before and have different expectation of a mate. Ooh, that's true. That is so true. How we're managing our households now, we're paying our mortgages, our rents now, we're covering everything now. I guess in hopes of being rescued in a way. That might be the wrong terminology, but yeah, in hopes of being relieved from carrying the burden of doing this. But then on the other side, I can see how said gentleman might also want to be relieved from covering it all himself, right? So then the question is, well, why is it okay for us, for us to want him to carry everything and for him not to be relieved? Or maybe you end up carrying the bulk like Kina said her mom did back in the day, and he'll have a little bit of relief. VL says, is our money, or you have your money and the other have their money? I mean, it should be a co thing if you're going to cohabitate. I think it's just the 50-50 thing is kind of hard to understand. Shout out to DJ Juan. DJ Juan is in the building. How you doing, DJ Juan?
Doing great.
He's doing great. You heard it from the man himself, your favorite Latin DJ, DJ Juan with International Echo. And I'm not going to badger him today to ask him why he works in his household. But he's coming in, running, getting all his stuff together. So we'll give him a break this time. VL says, exactly, rescue at the expense of the mate. So why can't we rescue each other? I mean, that kind of sounds like a song. Oh, rescue each other. Doesn't that sound romantic, Juan? Rescue each other.
Rescue each other.
Rescue each other.
Should be a song.
Should be a song. It probably is. Jenna says, but shoot, I don't pay rent or mortgage now. I'm looking for what I got going now. Jenna, what do you have going now? You don't pay rent or mortgage now. So you're living the soft life now. Is that what you're saying, Jenna? You're living the soft life now. So you expect whoever you end up with to continue that. That is so fun. Tia says shared home, shared responsibilities. Okay. And that also is in terms of meals, children, working together. Rescue each other. How do you say it in Spanish?
Rescatar.
Rescatar.
Rescatarnos.
Rescatamos.
Rescatarnos.
Rescatarnos.
Yeah.
Okay, close enough. Rescatarnos. Rescue each other. Jenna says, if you can't do that, I can stay with my dad. Don't take it from what I'm used to. Oh, okay. I mean, with Jenna, so are you looking for a sugar daddy? Oh gosh, we don't have time to delve into that. So we're gonna push pin. Maybe for another day, because that's a different dynamic. It's a different dynamic, like living with a parent and not having to pay mortgage or rent, right? You're getting some shout outs to DJ Juan. Hey, DJ Juan. Hey, DJ Juan. And so hopefully, hey, if you're just tuning in, can you please make sure that you stay tuned in to WXNA LP Nashville 101.5 FM for International Echo and vibe out with DJ Juan and whatever international vibes he's bringing for us today. And if you're not listening online, if you're not listening on the air on the station, you're welcome to tune in to WXNAFM.org and vibe out with DJ Juan that way. All right, y'all. Bless you. Bless you. This has been an interesting. Bless you. This has been an interesting conversation. Sorry, that was Juan back behind me sneezing. And that's just an automatic response for me to say bless you. So I'm not saying bless you because you want a soft life. We just wishing DJ Juan well while he's pulling out his dusty records out of his bag and making him sneeze. And so, all right, y'all, it's time for International Echo. I will see you here, same place, same time. Feel free to message me to continue the conversation. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're thinking. This has been an interesting one because it's like, why does this work for you? Why would that be what you want, right? It's just nothing I had thought about until I got the message. So message me, TGI Jelly on Facebook, TGI Jelly on Instagram, TGI Jelly on YouTube. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're feeling. And have a great weekend. Know that you matter. You've always mattered. You always will matter. We love you. And we will see you next week. All right, y'all. TGI Jelly out.
And
All right, y'all.
your favorite DJs every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m.
Love you. Oh, thanks.
Mary Marauders.
See y'all later.
Bring out your dip.
DJ Juan.
WXNA 101.5 FM and streaming online at
How you doing today?
WXNA-FM.com.
Hey, this is Jim Gale, and you're listening to WXSA.
What's wrong with my stuff?